This NFL mock draft has the Denver Broncos addressing two key positions. What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we are dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump in, guys, if you could just do me a big favor and smash the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are two free and easy ways that you can help show your support. It helps tell YouTube to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country just like you and me. So with the Super Bowl just 2 days away, we are now officially creeping into peak off-season Broncos country, and you know what that means. It is now draft season. Between free agency and the draft, there's still going to be a lot to talk about here in Broncos country despite the team not playing. I figure no better way to kick off draft season here on Denver Broncos Syndicate than to dive into some mock drafts. The Broncos, of course, do not have their first or second round picks this year's draft because of the Russell Wilson and Sean Payton trades, but thanks to a draft day trade with the Indianapolis Colts, the Broncos do have back-to-back picks in the third round of this year's draft. It is there where the Broncos are going to look to add some potential key impact players, and they're going to need to address some of their bigger needs with these two picks. DraftWire's Luke Easterling has the Broncos doing just that in his latest 3-round NFL mock draft. Of course, the Broncos only end up on this mock twice thanks to them only having 2 picks in the top 100, but I do believe that there's still going to be able to add some impact players with those 2 picks. With their first selection in the third round, which is the 67th pick from the Indianapolis Colts, Easterling has the Broncos selecting BYU offensive tackle Blake Freeland. He's a big prospect at 6'8" and 305 pounds who could help shore up the right side of the Broncos offensive line in 2023. We could finally bring that revolving door at right tackle to an end that has really been plaguing us ever since 2014 when we moved Orlando Franklin from right tackle to left guard. Easterling then has the Broncos solidifying their defensive line with the following pick, number 68 overall, which is their own selection. He has them taking edge rusher Andre Carter II out of Army. Carter, who weighs in at 6'7" and 260 pounds, totaled 41 total tackles and 3.5 sacks as a senior last season. The year prior, however, Carter recorded 41 tackles and 14.5 sacks as a junior. So the Broncos are going to have to determine what exactly caused that drop-off in production from his junior to senior seasons. If the Broncos are able to harness the talent that Carter showed in his junior season, they could potentially land themselves a really nice piece to pair with Baron Browning on the edge. At the end of the day, the Broncos are going to pour a lot of resources into upgrading both their offensive and defensive lines, and using their first 2 picks in the draft on both of those positions could really pay dividends for the team in the long run. You look at a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, yes, they have a track team of a receiving core, but they also are the best trench team in the NFL, and that ultimately is what I believe carried them to the Super Bowl this season. The Broncos should adopt the same philosophy when they're building their own roster this year. I'm curious, Broncos country, how do you feel about this mock draft? Do you think that they'd be able to solidify their offensive and defensive lines with these 2 picks? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for even more Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.